Hello guys, I want to tell you guys about a dream that my three kids had. All three of them in the dream saw the same thing, same day, same night. According to them, in 2020, I've written it down. All three of them went to heaven at the same time. And they did different activities, and they also did activities together. So when they all explained it the same way, when they had activities together, they even drew out. I told them to draw something, and they drew the same thing. So that confirmed to me that they were there at the same time. So I'm going to tell you my son's point of view for this video. One night, Haraj, Ida, and Gohar all went to heaven. Same night, saw each other, and spent time together in heaven. This page is going to be about Haraj's point of view. One night in 2020, Haraj went to bed. He was taken up into heaven. First thing he saw was golden roads that led to houses or mansions. Just a detail, I drove down to a rich neighborhood and I said, look at these mansions. Are these bigger than the ones you saw? He said, they're not even close. Our mansion in heaven was so much bigger than the mansions they got here on earth. That got me excited. Okay, as he started walking on the golden road, he walked toward his mansion. His mansion looked like a 3-story house made out of gold, shining with glory. His house had neighbors, but they were not connected. No front yard, but he had a big backyard, roughly 4 to 5 acres. He opened the door. He walked inside his mansion. He saw a desk with a Bible on it. The Bible was made out of gold. He saw that he had to study the Bible, but he thought to himself, why do I have to study the Bible? I thought all we were going to do was sing praises and worship God. He had to study using a hologram screen like in the movie Iron Man. Then he steps outside. He sees a super long dining table. There was a banquet. He sees a big golden throne for God, but the seat was empty. At the end of the table, he saw a big empty throne. Jesus' throne was next to God's throne. No one was seated in the thrones. Then he goes to the dining table and he eats food that was on the table. So I asked him, what kind of food? He said he saw fruits that you don't have on earth. The fruits were delicious and sweet. They also ate bread and things they can't explain because they don't know what it is. But they were all tasty. They also drank wine. My kids drank wine in heaven. And when they filled the cup with wine, the jar automatically filled again. Same with the foods. When they ate it, the food was restored just supernaturally. He filled the cup with wine. He drank the wine. It tasted sweet. Wine looked red. Then he sees Ida and Goar, which is his sisters, my daughters. They go together to the fields of wheat. The fields of wheat were dancing back and forth. So they sat on their cheetahs. To race each other. So Haraj said, ready, set, go. And the cheetahs took their positions to start the race. They ran through the field of wheat and past Sparkling Lake to the finish line. Now when I asked who won, they all three said the same thing. They said Gohar won the race, which is weird. You usually don't want to lose in your own dream, but when all three of them saw the same dream, they all three said, oh, Gohar won the cheetah race. They got off their cheetahs, walked toward the sea. They all jumped in the sea and swam to the coral reef to find fish they can ride on. Just a little detail, you don't get wet in the sea of heaven, and you can breathe in the sea. You can breathe. They said they were breathing underwater, and you don't get wet. It just falls off of you like a duck. They found swordfishes, and each one got on top of a swordfish and grabbed on it and raced each other. They were in the sea, breathing, and didn't feel any moisture or fear. They started the race in the sea. They went really fast. They swam past of tons of fishes, sharks, whales, corals. Haraj, first person to arrive at the finish line. Oh, the finish arch. There was an arch. After the race, they took the swordfish to the whales. So they raced on the swordfish to the arch. First person to the arch wins. After that, so Haraj won. All three of them said Haraj won. And then so Haraj won. Then they took the swordfishes to a whale. They got off their fishes, and then each one got on their own whale. So I showed them pictures what kind of whale. Turned out it was a sperm whale. The whales went up to the surface to get air. They all were standing on the whale next to the air hole. And then when they heard the whales gurgling, they jumped in the air hole. Then the water exploded out with them on top of the water, raised them. So they see who can get highest off the whale's air hole. So Ida got the highest, then Gohar, and then Haraj. Then they jump off the water cannon. Ida was first. Then they jump off the water cannon before it receded into the sea. So when it got super high, they cannonballed into the sea from there. Sounds like fun. Then they swam up the shore. Haraj went back to the banquet table with his sisters. They ate bread, vegetables. They said sweet pepper, eggplants. Haraj saw other saints at the banquet wearing white robes with golden sash. With a golden sash. Ida and Gohar go to Gohar's mansion, but Haraj goes to a beautiful park. He saw a tree in the middle of the garden. He walked up to the tree. An angel, and the angel had wings. Haraj felt like he knew the angel, like he had seen him before. Picked the fruit from the tree and gave it to Haraj to eat. He bit into the fruit, tasted glorious, sweet, unexplainable. Ate the walked. He ate the whole fruit. He walked with his angel to a place where he started in the beginning. Okay. Sorry about that. Then the angel pointed with his finger to a direction where God is seated. Haraj saw God's throne on a golden pillar, another golden pillar next to God, but this pillar just a bit shorter than God's pillar. That was Jesus' pillar. Also had golden throne. So then he walked toward his backyard. He started digging with a shovel but didn't get dirty. He planted a seed into the ground. He put back his tools and went to Gohar's house. While he was walking to Gohar's house, he sees angels singing for God. The angels were flying in the sky singing with trumpets. He makes it to Gohar's house, opens the door, sees no one is in the house. He goes to the backyard, sees Ida and Gohar digging holes to plant fruit seeds. He saw two angels with them standing next to them. Then he asks his angels to take him to the temple. The angel picked him up and flew Haraj to the temple. He saw golden pillars and stairs leading to the entrance. Looked like uncut. Oh, it looked like a Greek building. Those Greek pillared buildings. While he was admiring the structure, he woke up. So here's some details. In the garden, he saw flowers and trees dancing, different color flowers. He saw a river flowing through the garden. He saw a fountain of water. And when the fountain makes a sound, it sounded like babies laughing. In the garden, he saw other people with their angels. Haraj saw God on his throne and Jesus on his throne. He felt unworthy to meet God. That's one side of the story. I'll do the other side on a different video. Thank you.